The ongoing feud between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni has been both dramatic and unexpectedly humorous. What began as a routine collaboration on It Ends With Us turned into a circus of leaked texts, costume quarrels, and baffling on-set rumors. Despite the serious legal undertones, so many ridiculous episodes have popped up that this saga feels more like a comedic soap opera than a traditional Hollywood showdown. From Blake's unexpected fashion choices to hidden jabs in Ryan Reynolds' movies, here are the most laugh-out-loud, eye-rolling moments that have kept everyone hooked. The moment Blake Lively stepped onto a premiere red carpet in an early 2000s Britney Spears dress, tongue started wagging. This gown wasn't just any piece, it was the one Britney wore back in 2002, right when Justin Baldoni was a full-blown teen fan. People began speculating that Blake's choice was no coincidence. Why pick that particular outfit unless she intended to poke at Justin's nostalgia or remind him of his adolescent crush? Even stranger, Blake reportedly made Justin wait elsewhere before her grand entrance, as if she wanted him to see the photos online first, mirroring how he once viewed Britney in tabloids. Some fans insisted Blake was simply making a fun fashion statement. Others believed she was taking a deliberate shot, especially with rumors swirling that she had a secret crush on Justin. In any case, the dress overshadowed the event itself, turning a simple style choice into an immediate controversy. Blake Lively has never hidden her ambition. In older interviews that recently resurfaced, she openly talked about needing more creative control beyond just acting. She described how she'd secure a role, then gradually assert her influence, suggesting she often hid her true goals until a project was already underway. At the time, viewers found these confessions earnest, nothing unusual for a driven star. But in light of the feud, those quotes now read like self-incriminating evidence. Critics and fans alike argue these interviews reveal Blake's method of exerting power on set, aligning with Justin Baldoni's claims that she hijacked production decisions. She even joked about being the a-hole in the room when she believed strongly in her ideas. While that can sound relatable, it fueled speculation that she was difficult to work with on It Ends With Us. Ironically, she handed Justin a trove of ammunition. He hardly needed deep investigations. Her own public statements provided the script. Ryan Reynolds, Blake's husband, is known for smuggling cheeky nods into his Deadpool films, and fans soon noticed references that might be jabs at Justin Baldoni. The biggest clue was the cameo of Nice Pool, a character who got taken out in front of a flower shop, an odd detail reminiscent of It Ends With Us, which heavily features a flower business. Adding to the suspicion, the shop sign read, "Little Sage," echoing rumors that Blake once teased Justin about performing a sage cleanse on set. Then came the real kicker. It Ends With Us included a special thanks to Gordon Reynolds, the same name credited as Nice Pool in Deadpool. It made zero sense in the context of the adaptation, leaving fans convinced it was an inside joke meant to taunt Justin. If the plan was to be clever, many viewers felt the gag landed flat. Some found it mean-spirited, particularly when they noticed that Nice Pool bore a striking resemblance to Justin's hair and nose, allegedly courtesy of prosthetics. Whether it was a troll or a misunderstood coincidence, fans saw it as adding unnecessary fuel to the already blazing feud. In Colleen Hoover's novel, Lily Bloom is a resourceful florist, not a big spender. So when set photos emerged showing Blake draped in high-end designer outfits, Chloe boots, Valentino totes, and crystal-studded Saint Laurent boots, the internet blew up. Critics argued she looked more like a runway model than a struggling entrepreneur. The situation went from questionable to comical when rumors circulated that Blake had bypassed the costume designer altogether, raiding her own closet, and even Bella Hadid's instead. Reports claim she blew $430,000 of the film's budget on ensembles, completely at odds with Lily's character. While Blake is usually celebrated for her style, fans couldn't square these lavish pieces with Lily's modest background. Some joked that Blake had skimmed the book, focusing only on Lily's hair color while missing key details about her personality. Regardless of her reasons, the result was a jarring mismatch that led to endless memes. If the goal was to portray a down-to-earth florist, fans felt the pricey outfits told a very different story. Blake's romantic history includes Penn Badgley from Gossip Girl, and eagle-eyed fans noted that Justin Baldoni shares striking similarities with him: dark hair, soulful demeanor, and an introspective style of speaking. When side-by-side pictures started circling online, people began whispering that Blake might have a type. The rumor mill kicked into high gear, hinting that her fascination with Justin might be tied to these uncanny parallels to her ex. Adding to the buzz was a leaked voicemail Justin left for Blake at around 2 a.m., which some said sounded exactly like Penn's You character, Joe Goldberg. The internet latched onto the idea that maybe Blake was subconsciously repeating past patterns. While it's likely just a coincidence, the chatter took on a life of its own. Gossip forums compared gestures, facial expressions, and any subtle sign that might confirm a hidden attraction. Whether factual or pure fantasy, this angle quickly became one of the more entertaining aspects of the drama. Of all the evidence that surfaced, perhaps the most cringe-inducing are the text messages Blake sent to Justin. In one, she abruptly pivoted from discussing a scene to describing her flirtatious love language, telling Justin he'd understand if he spent more personal time with her. She called it flirty and yummy, implying that she wanted that energy reciprocated. The jump from professional talk to personal banter was so jarring that even devoted fans found it inappropriate. Justin's response, mentioning his kids, appeared to be a polite attempt at cooling the situation, reminding Blake he was a family man. But the awkwardness didn't end there. In another text, Blake compared herself to Daenerys Targaryen, calling Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift her dragons, who'd help her conquer anything in her path. It came off as a cartoonish power move, especially given how Daenerys' storyline ultimately ended. The reference was traced back to an interview where a reporter jokingly said Blake had mother of dragons hair. She apparently took that notion and ran with it, weaving it into her real-life drama. When the It Ends With Us cast went on press tours, everyone watched to see how Blake and Justin would behave in public. Tension was obvious in interviews, with some co-stars looking uncomfortable whenever Blake launched into a lengthy explanation not directed at her. Fans noticed her tendency to dominate conversations, which might have been innocent before the feud, but now it seemed like overcompensation. Blake's older interviews also re-emerged, reinforcing her image as someone who takes charge, sometimes without regard for others. One memorable moment showed her coaxing a morning show host to drink gin on air, at an hour when he clearly wasn't prepared. Another snippet captured her bragging about overriding studio orders by screening a full movie instead of just a preview. At the time, these stories seemed amusing. In hindsight, they fed rumors that she bulldozed boundaries on the It Ends With Us set, supporting Justin's claims of behind-the-scenes chaos. Meanwhile, Ryan Reynolds tried promoting the film with Hugh Jackman and even his own mother, conspicuously sidelining Justin. The interviews veered off topic, discussing everything from Ryan's personal losses to random tangents that had no link to It Ends With Us. People were left wondering if the disorganized PR push was a deliberate snub or just a misguided attempt at comedic flair. Either way, it added to the circus-like atmosphere surrounding the movie's release. With each passing twist, the Blake-Justin drama has snowballed into a peculiar blend of real conflict and unintentional comedy. The ridiculous moments, from Blake's Britney-inspired red carpet move to cryptic nods in the Deadpool universe, have overshadowed the core issue: a professional relationship gone horribly wrong. What began as a star-powered collaboration for a beloved adaptation now feels like a reality show full of leaks, costume disputes, and eyebrow-raising text messages. Many wonder if some of this is strategic, intentionally feeding the rumor mill to keep It Ends With Us in the spotlight. Hollywood, after all, has a history of using controversy to sell tickets. Yet the lawsuit and serious accusations suggest real friction behind the scenes, not just a publicity stunt. Fans debate whether the tension stems from creative clashes, personal fascination, or simply egos too big to coexist? Perhaps the truth lies somewhere in between, with both parties leaning into the headlines once things started spiraling. Whether Blake truly orchestrated half of these stunts or Justin inflated minor grievances to strengthen his case, the result is undeniably entertaining. Rarely has a movie's production spawned such a bizarre array of rumors, from a mysteriously chosen pop star dress to hidden jabs in a superhero film. And the press circuit has served up a buffet of awkwardness, all while fans wait to see if It Ends With Us will ever transcend the spectacle. In the end, this fiasco might overshadow the actual film, unless the project's final cut manages to dazzle audiences enough to make them forget the behind the scenes mess. Until then, the public can't look away from the spectacle of a feud so filled with outlandish twists that it's hard to tell where fact ends and tabloid fantasy begins. Maybe that's the real lesson. In Hollywood, life can imitate art in the most unexpectedly comedic ways.